Okay, so this is going to be the general workflow that I use. So I'm going to have two different versions open in my local desktop, the client version and the server version. Then I'm going to have my remote server open here, and I'll just have the server version open it up in this. So all the actual editing I'm going to do on my desktop. I never do editing on that live server. So I'll just have two versions of Visual Studio open, and I'll just bounce back between those two, writing all the code. So once that's all done, I'll save it up, and then in the server version, which is over here, I'm going to click this blue arrow, and that'll update it to the Unity cloud. So once that's all pushed, I'm going to go in here to my server version, and that's going to turn into an orange facing arrow down. So I'm going to click on that, and that's going to download all the changes. So now this Unity version and this server version are both the same. So then I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to use my client to connect to it. But first I'm going to set that up. So I'll hit play in here. So this is your live server, and now you're going to run Unity, the server version that you created. So this is effectively your game server. It's going to receive and send out messages. So I'm going to minimize that. I'm going to go to my client version, and I'm going to click play. So now I'm going to connect, in the script here, it's going to connect to that server, and it just went back and forth. So you can see here, I received a connection from that computer. So my local computer here actually connected to that remote server. It received a message and it sent it back. And then back on my desktop here, I got that message back and it just printed something out. So that's generally speaking my workflow. One thing you're going to want to make sure to do is go into Player, so Edit, Project Settings, and Player. And under Resolution and Presentation, make sure that Run in Background is ticked for all your different versions. So go in the client version, the server version, do it there, and also go to the actual remote server and do it there as well. So same thing, Project Settings, Player, and just make sure those are all ticked. Because whenever you minimize out of here, what it's going to do is it's actually going to stop running that. So basically your server is going to stop when you're in this window, and then when you're in that window, your client's going to stop. So as long as those are all ticked, everything should run at all times, which is what you want. So that's pretty much it. Next we're going to look at these scripts here. So the socket, we'll go over that first. That's basically just establishing that connection between the two.